Hello and welcome. This is AlchemistExe. So we are right on the eve of the half anniversary between 8 and 9. Tomorrow there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming out. But let's focus on the stuff that is available right now. So before I talk about the brand new Memento for the Ouroboros line of units, I just wanted to mention, make sure that if you have units that you want to raise, do that now while the multiplier is going to be ×8. That's going to include normal quests, stuff for in beast statues, flags, elemental crystals, that kind of thing. Just anything that you need for raising characters, now is the time. I definitely think a deficit for either AP leaves, which they've given us so many, that shouldn't be a worry. Event skip tickets might, but there's always auto repeat if you don't want to burn that many. But I would definitely focus on raising characters this week. Now is the time. So let's talk about the leaving behind a multitude of trajectories. That is the translation of the name of the Ouroboros Memento. So this is for the whole line. So that's regular Ouroboros, Lil, Nero, Bianca, Legacy. They all have different benefits from it. Overall, very, very good group and thus very high value. And it also provides very potent buffs. So even if you don't want to roll for it right now, it is going to be more likely than not a Memento you're going to want at some point. Just maybe wait for a more gem efficient opportunity to grab it. But it is definitely a Memento you're going to want just because of how good the units are that are going to utilize it, and then what it does itself. So let's start with the group skills. So Nero is going to get HP, she's going to get damage, both dark all attack up, and then strong versus human. When you max limit break it, she's going to get more dark up. Bianca is going to get HP, cast time reduction, and move +1. And then the max limit break bonus is going to be buff duration +1. Always very, very good. Legacy is going to get M attack power up, hit rate, and crit rate. And then max limit break bonus is move +1. Now Lil is going to get Pierce Res, Strike Res, Magic Res, Jump Res, and Non-Type Res up, and Reaction Block +25 for max limit break bonus. Now, given that Lil already has plenty of Mementos, and given what these buffs are, I think she benefits the least from it, but nonetheless, it's still a fairly potent thing. And then finally, regular Ouroboros is going to get HP, Dark up, hit rate up, and then debuff duration +1 on the max limit break bonus. The vision ability is going to give +350 attack, defense, up, and let's see, I didn't look at the target buff. So yeah, just a whole bunch of stats are +350, and I don't see a turn duration on it. So that's just a flat stat boost. So good times there. Next up is the VCR, the Memory Stone. The base stats are really, really good. 12 agility, +20 for all of their associated elements, including thunder and wind, which Lil can change into. So no matter what, you're getting a damage boost. And you're getting reduced M attack debuff +50, and then jewel spent -15. So very, very potent there. And they each have individual weapon arts to go with the gear too. So for Nero, it is going to be a magic boost and a cast time reduction. For Bianca, it's going to be a 5-turn powerful auto heal effect on allies across the map, 2 times max HP, and heal by HP increase. Or I think that means heals the HP that it increases. So tankiness boost for the first 5 turns. Very, very potent. And Legacy is going to get the resistance of dark element is reduced until the enemies of the entire map are attacked once, and their magic attack power is greatly increased until they attack 3 times. Okay, I think Legacy's attack is increased until she attacks 3 times. So overall, nice buff debuff combination. Lil is going to get, for 5 turns after the map appears, allied light units, lightning units, and wind units are going to be greatly increased. So that is +70 M attack power. Fairly solid. And then finally, Ouroboros is going to get make all allies except yourself in a state of permanently increase all attribute special effects at the start of your own turn. Can be duplicated up to 3 times. This lasts until the caster dies, and the same effect cannot be activated until the first unit activated dies. A little bit translated gibberish there, but solid buff for that's dependent on Ouroboros surviving. So overall, there is a lot of value to be had in this Memento. But there are other things to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump into the banners. And here we are at the banners. So Ouroboros is same as usual, 9-step with a selector. The other raid ups are the various protagonist type mementos. Some of them are very good, have good VCRs. However, there's a lot going on, a lot of competition for your gems, some of which will be coming tomorrow. So I don't really recommend it unless you have a giant mountain of gems and Ouroboros is like your main priority unit and you use and raise, have the others all raised too. Then it would provide a ton of value. But for everybody else, I think definitely try and get it later. So next up, we got some 5% rate selection banners. There's one for units and one for mementos. As you can see, I have done this one 3 times. That was how I used my discount tickets because I like coins even when it's only 100 per step. Even though 5% is not huge, I have found that it really does help as far as getting selected units. However, you do have to be aware of the trap, and the trap is the 0 multiplier because, well, if you are pulling 5 stars, the chances of getting a featured is noticeably higher. If you have a bunch of really bad pulls with 0 5 stars, that doesn't help you at all. So just keep that in mind. You can still have a really bad run with this, but when you're able to potentially get some really good units, and then also if the coins are, especially if they're helping you finish link units, that is very, very high value. That was my goal. I'll talk more about that when I'm doing the summoning showcase, but overall they're very, very good. But the main thing that I would keep in mind is the focus of the selection. Now, as you can see on the picture here, Mikaboshi and Sumeragi are here. You can also get Kuden Link and even Ouroboros herself on here. So if you are going to do either of these banners, I would really focus on the things that you are not going to be able to get with the free selector and the free summons that we're going to be having very, very soon. So that is going to be everything that came out from February onward, because that end of January is the cutoff for all of the free stuff. So just keep that in mind. So if you've got a bunch of newer units like Kudenstein, the Wadatsumi twins, Ouroboros, fill them up with that. Or for the Memento one, getting Lisbeth might be a high priority. I'd keep that the focus because the other stuff you'll be able to get much, much easier. And then, of course, the 888s haven't gone away. We're on the last bit of them, but I don't really recommend it anymore just because we know that they are going to have the 65 5 stars coming up for both mementos and units. And that's a better gem trap than this is a pretty good gem trap. I ended up doing a decent amount. I think enough to hit the 6K milestone last week. And mostly it wasn't too crazy. The results, there was one thing that I got, but I don't want to talk about it yet. I'll talk about it closer to the end of the video because there was a funny happenstance that went with it and I don't want to spoil it. And then the Wadatsumi Memento banner is still around too. Definitely a lot of competition for your gems. I think if you didn't go for it already, probably better off spending your gems getting more stuff. And then finally, Ouroboros' banner is still around for the rest of the month. Definitely could be worthwhile if that is what you have been waiting for. Just throw your discount tickets at it and then go for it. But just keep in mind, you could potentially get Ouroboros from the coin banner too. So I really weigh that between what your other priorities are, because if you were trying to finish out some link units and you could potentially get her along the way, I think that'd be a lot more fun than just sinking a ton of gems into getting her. But it is the only way to 100% guarantee getting her, at least until she starts showing up on selectors. And given that she is immediately after the cutoff period for being able to get her, the next time we get a round of free stuff, or like a selector that's at the end of a 7-step, something like that, she should be on there. So if you got a little bit of patience, I'd recommend that. But if you don't, then the banner is here. So that's all I've really got to say about that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase some of the summoning that I did for the unit selection banner. Okay, so let's jump into it. So I decided to go for units just because I really want to finish a couple of the link units that are in my soul port. Zion is like 24 shards away from just being done, so I can take him out. And then Yomi needs a little bit more. think she's like... She's close, though. Because I only want to use discount tickets for this, it's going to get... What, 300 coins? If I don't get any new units, I could probably do both of them. But if I do get any new units from this banner, then odds are, especially if it's a link unit, I'm going to want to at least devote 125 coins to getting 25 shards of them. So that's kind of the big deciding factor there. But given that we know that the next big banner that isn't a paid one is going to be the 65 5-star. Oh, that is a nice bonus, by the way. He was not in my selection, but it's still nice to get 100 Dark Nyx shards because I do use him still quite a bit. I especially like his leader skill when I'm running other wind units, especially if I don't have to worry about damage too much and more just speed. But we've seen Ouroboros. It's kind of nice. It changed, and we have Kudenstein. So now I can say that one of the things I got from the 888 was his Memento. So that was pretty nice and fortuitous. Because I was worried I wasn't getting too much mileage out of it, because that was like the last one that I did before I was like, I don't want to do anymore. But now I got both him and his Memento. So that definitely 25 shards of him are going for the shop. And I think he looks pretty cool. All right, let's keep moving on here. Okay, so I'm leaving out step 2. It was like one normal pool unit. So we're getting towards the end of this video, so I didn't think it was really worthwhile. Kind of glad that I spliced them up a little bit, made the editing a little bit easier. So I guess I did just spoil it. There's going to be something noteworthy here, but let's not worry about that too much. So as far as the stuff that's going to be available tomorrow, what my plan is, given the units that I have and that I care about, for the unit selector, barring something crazy with the free summons, I'm going to choose Lil, because I've got at least one of her Mementos, and there's not a lot of options for me to choose from as far as units go. And then for Mementos, it's a very easy choice. And I tapped the screen too early, but Sumeragi. So pretty good. I'd say 2 featured units in 3 steps is definitely not too bad. I think we have the 5% rate up to thank for that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting Link Loki, though. So yeah, that is the end of this video, just about. So I may do a follow-up video for the half anniversary itself, or it might just be community posts. We'll see what happens. But if you are summoning this week, I wish you good luck, and I will see you all next time.